Hey, Bobby Manning here. Welcome to the Garden Report Practice Edition. Good to have Jeff Goodman here at practice as the Celtics wrap up training camp today. Celtics taking on the 76ers on opening night tomorrow. Jeff, what are you looking for?
Joe Mazzulla, what else, right? What else can we – I mean, I know we want to see, obviously, how they look game one against, a Sixers team with James Harden, who's lost, 300
pounds, yeah.
I thought it was like 300. Thought he wasn't even going to be out there. But it's Mazzulla for me just because, again, the shock value. I've known Joe Mazzulla since he was 16 years old, and I asked him today, I said, what's it going to be like for you going out there? And he gave me kind of the stock answer, right, of I'm going to focus on the things that matter. But I talked to him afterwards, and he said, listen, I'm human. Nobody thought he'd be in this position. 3 years ago, he was the head coach at Fairmont State. Yeah. So I think that's the biggest thing for me, how Joe Mazzulla ultimately handles some of the players, the egos, rotations, all of that.
That was one of the big questions coming in, is just how would this be different under Mazzulla? Yeah. I think we've already seen it a little bit so far. More of that Brad style, smaller, shooting,
no
pace
surprise,
and space.
Right?
Yeah. So what do you expect out of him as a coach, just knowing him?
Yeah, I mean, I think, again, he's super smart. Obviously, he got the most out of his ability, fought through a lot of adversity over the course of his career. I think the big thing for him is again, getting off to a good start, and that's going to be tough without Robert Williams. Mm-hmm. That's a hard part. You would have thought, all right, you have Robert Williams, you have Gallo.
Yep.
All right, now you got a team. You're walking into a great situation. The expectations are so high for Mazzulla, and I think the key for him is going to be when things go bad, which they will. They're going to have a 3-4 game losing streak at some point, probably this year. How does Mazzulla handle that?
And guys have said on the team, he can be fiery. He can get into guys. And I'm interested to see what that first moment's going to be like. I was talking to Al Horford, and he said that moment hasn't come yet, of course. So,
preseason.
Yeah. So as far as tomorrow night goes, Celtics considered favorites for the championship next year. You talk about those injuries. You talk about a new coach. Is it warranted? There's still a ton of talent here, but there's a lot of questions too.
Yeah, I mean, I think, listen, they're one of the favorites. I think it's probably the better way to say it, right? Vegas might have them. Some books have them as the favorites. They've still got, to me, one of the top 5 players in the game in Jason Tatum. They added Malcolm Brogdon, who I think is
He's been impressive.
Oh, he's exactly what they needed. A ball mover, a decision maker, a guy who can make threes. Obviously, the biggest thing is health for Malcolm Brogdon. But I think, it's warranted that they're one of the favorites. Are they the favorite? No, I don't think they're the favorite until, to me, Robert Williams shows he can get back in the court and stay on the court.
Who do you think could surprise people on this roster this year?
Derek White, it sounds like. I mean, it sounds like Derek White's been terrific, not just in preseason games, but in practices so far.
Starter on the team in the preseason.
Yeah, shooting the ball. And again, Derek White coming over in the middle of the season, that's a difficult thing for anybody. Then you have a kid, and he played very well, obviously, after he had his kid.
Yeah, baby boost.
Exactly. But ultimately, I think with Derek White, it's almost sometimes he's too nice and too unselfish. And I think it got in his head when he started missing shots. And for me, I think if you can have Derek White and Malcolm Brogdon, all you're missing is that one big. We talked about this in the preseason. Who could they get? I don't know how much Blake Griffin's going to help, or Noah Vonleh, or Luke Cornett. For now, they might be able to piece it together, but ultimately it's still about Robert Williams.
So far, the answer's been going small, and we'll see how that works out against a big team in Philadelphia right away. Celtics 76ers tomorrow night, 7:30. We're brought to you by com.com/garden. Gets you 40% off a premium subscription over there, as well as Athletic Greens, athleticgreens.com/garden for 5 free travel packs, as well as a year's supply of vitamin D. Jeff Goodman, you can see him on
impressive.
The Goodman.
You remember all that. You've done it enough.
They've been loving us for a while. They really have. Appreciate them.
Good to see you.
Goodman Ryan podcast. Check that out on CLNS Media, as well as Celtics All Access. We'll see you at TD Garden tomorrow night.